First day of fall practice. How'd it go?
It was exciting. It was fast, fun, and that's what we want it to be. Guys flying around, making plays, catching the ball, blocking, tackling. It was a fun day. I just told my assistants, man, that was fast. That's a fast 3 hours, and if we can continue at the pace we were on today, continue to push and get better, I'll be excited about what's to come.
Looking forward to this 2018 campaign. Miles Saxon be leading the charge at quarterback. Last year he went down with injury. You had the great advantage of having a very equipped quarterback in Angel Gonzalez coming in. Talk about the two quarterback situation and what Miles brings to this team.
Yeah, both guys have worked extremely hard this offseason. We're implementing a new system, so they've worked very hard on the board, in the film room, and on the field at understanding all the concepts and schemes. As far as the ability and the talent, both of them have all the ability in the world. Both throw the ball very well. Miles is a slightly better athlete, but Angel is a very capable runner as well. So they both give us the ability to do a lot of different stuff in our offense, whether it's throwing, running the ball, in the quarterback run game, but leadership as well from both of them. Just because Angel is, quote unquote, the backup, he learned last year as a sophomore, you're one play away from being a starter. And he was 4-1 as our starter last year, did a phenomenal job. And we expect him to do a phenomenal job this year. And even though he is the quote unquote backup, his vocal leadership on the field, his encouraging of his teammates, and even of Miles has been phenomenal.
Talk about the running game. I know you had a transfer coming in from Forest Hills, Jetta Hase. Talk about his transfer in and the running backs that you have, and the offensive output from the wideouts as well.
Yeah, so Jadis came in from Forest Hills. He contacted us and felt like Metrolina would be a good fit for him, so he went through the application process. We also have a running back coming in from Sun Valley, Jack Crump, who will be a sophomore. Jack's a bigger kid for a sophomore, weighs about 185, 190 pounds, good feet. He'll be our starting back, and Jadis will start in the slot for us. But we'll use him in a variety of different ways, motioning him in and out of the backfield, lining him up at running back, in the slot. So he'll still carry the ball, get the ball in his hands a good bit, but he'll start in the slot. But both of those guys, they bring a skill set that is unique. One's a bigger guy, kind of pound the rock a little bit, and then Jadis is the speedster, get him out on the edge a little bit, let him outrun some people. So it's going to be fun watching defenses having to decipher between the two.
Talk about that offensive line and then transitioning over to the defensive line.
Yeah, our offensive line, we're going to be starting 4 seniors. We lost 3 seniors last year. CJ Parker will start left tackle for us. He'll be a senior. Ben Carr will be our left guard. He's a sophomore, but he's about 6'1", 270, 275. Kid that's got a lot of ability for a sophomore. We expect big things from him. Walker Leslie, who was our right tackle last year as an all-state selection, we've moved him to center. And 6'3", 275, has a lot of ability, big physical kid. He's kind of the leader up front, playing center for us there. Our right guard is Cam Robinson, who is another big kid, 6'1", 280, plays some defensive tackle for us as well. Cam started at right guard last year, so him and Walker have some good experience there on that right side of the line together. And then our right tackle will be Smith Hagler, who is also a senior and knows our system very well. And then Andrew 3, who is a sophomore, real big kid, and Andy Thompson will also be kids who play on the O-line for us.
And then on the defensive line and your secondary, your linebackers and DBs?
Yeah, D-line. So we're changing our scheme a little bit this season to a 3-4 look. We'll still play some 4-3, but just from a numbers perspective, we feel like playing a 3-4 gets more of our athletes on the field. We have less linemen this year. So at one defensive end, we'll CJ Parker and Andrew 3. We'll play that one defensive end. The other defensive end will be Cam Robinson. He'll start both ways for us as well. And then our nose guard will be Andy Thompson. He's a real thick kid, real strong young man who's very explosive, quick off the ball. We think those 3 to 4 guys can be extremely disruptive in the run game, so we expect big things from them. Our linebacker is probably our most depth at any position we have. Indiana Mullen will be our starting middle linebacker, and Colton Fitch will be our other inside linebacker. Indiana's a junior, big kid, weighs about 205 pounds, explosive, quick feet. Colton is a smaller, rangier guy, probably about 170 pounds, but is extremely fast to the ball. Outside backers, we'll have 4 different guys that can play. Determining who's a starter yet, we're not sure, but those 4 guys will be Josh Threet, Carson Carpenter, Nick Best, and Jacob Hadaway, who's a senior, who's been a starter for us the last 2 years, who's a very productive player. So we feel like those 5 to 6 backers really give us some good tools to confuse and get after the quarterback.
Now, last year, I mean, obviously, I'd be remiss not to mention the fact that, you know, iShot's moved on now, graduated. A huge part of that offense and that running game last year. The kid was one of the greatest running backs in the history of the county. Talk about his loss and how you try to make up, if you can, for a loss like iShot Finger.
Yeah, it's tough. iShot is a phenomenal talent, as you said. But more than that, his leadership, his drive made our team better. Other guys saw how hard he worked, how bad he wanted it. Who's going to pick up the slack from that leadership? I think we got some good leaders coming into this year. We feel like CJ and Miles, Dylan at safety for us. You know, those guys really provide a lot of good vocal leadership and pushing their teammates to be better.